Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. I have a little bit of a different setup here, a little more festive, as you can see, and a little bit of a different view. I'm not sure I like it. We'll see. Got another download this morning, and again, I have like 2 or 3 other messages that I believe need to get out about healing and miracles, but like I was called to this one today, and woke up with some really heavy energies and a feeling and a vision of a car accident. I hope to God nobody actually got into a car accident this morning, but I literally jolted as if I got impacted by the car accident. It was a side swipe. It was a left-hand turn onto a street, looking one way, not seeing the right side, and getting hit on the side on a busy road, like a road that maybe like more of a country road, 45 miles an hour or more. That didn't happen to me. I don't know if that's someone's energy. If that happened this morning, it was real early, 6 o'clock-ish or so. I do a lot of astral traveling at night. I can tell because it takes me a little while to integrate back a little bit. When I wake up, I'm a little disoriented. But it was after that. It was after that I got and it was in and it literally, I got impacted. I do have pretty strong connection, energetic ties to a certain individual. I hope it didn't happen to that person. So if something that happened to someone today, I felt it. But I initially believed the vision that I got was about this message that I needed to share, and it was about so whenever I'm doing readings for people and I'm getting downloads and stuff like that, I know that looking like to the left is past and to the right is future. That's how I do my readings. So if I get sensations on the right side of my body, I know that's for future, or things from the that are from the past, worries or whatever, anxiety. I'll even sometimes get throat pain on like one side of my throat or whatever, so I know it's speaking the truth about past or future. So this was an individual looking to the left and only looking at the past and their current situation in the past, not looking ahead to the future and not seeing the danger ahead, and getting hit by a car. So I believe that's the message today. And I pulled one tarot card and then oracle cards to go along. So tarot card is kind of like the little more specific message coming through from spirit. And I want to ground this session. Again, I got a grounding bowl, and it goes really good with my festive that was kind of pathetic, but maybe that's also I believe everything that happens during a reading and sensations I get are all part of the message. So that was a kind of weak sound, not a very strong, sturdy sound, and I really kind of feel that way today with this energy that I'm picking up on. And again, sometimes when I'm doing these videos, I'll tie in my own personal stories and stuff like that, but I definitely have a lot of to say about times I've put myself in harm's way, making choices and getting in trouble or danger. So, but I'm not necessarily picking up on my current energy. Sometimes it's just collective consciousness. So if you're drawn to this message, these messages are timeless, and know that whatever you get from it, if it resonates with you, and sometimes you're meant to see it, and it may not totally resonate, and because your ego may be resistant to hear. Sometimes that happens too. When we get a message, we're not really ready to hear it, right? And we need to sometimes learn the hard way. And I also believe that message is going to come up here today, learning the hard way, knowing innerly knowing what you're supposed to do, and then bucking against it with your ego, or thinking that you're right, and then putting yourself potentially in a path of danger or harm's way or delay, things like that. So the card I pulled, ignore my nails. Oh, I took my polish off and my nails are so dry that like color stains. But I like bright colors. So this is Knight of Swords in reverse. The card says incapacity, imprudence, dispute or ruin over a woman, impulsive mistakes, conceited fool, simplicity, disunion. Okay, somebody could be going through some ruin over a woman. I'm channeling that as well. But impulsive mistakes, conceited fool, making choices and being a fool with the choices. And with the ruin over a woman, this can go both ways. It's energy I'm picking up on, but like, you know, there's such a thing as toxic. I'm just honestly, guys, gonna just flow with this message. I really don't know where it's gonna leave. This card also to me, when things are in the reverse, this card also to me, okay, do what's right is the message of the day, the underlying message. Sorry, skipping around. I'm a little helter-skelter. I'm just gonna go with this. I'm just channeling this all as I go. I did feel that the sense that this was gonna come out of like kind of danger or putting yourself on a harm's path by not looking ahead to see what could potentially be in harm's way in the future, and then being impacted by that. That was the message I kind of got up with, and then I was asking Spirit to show me what cards, and cards were kind of coming out. The first one about surrendering your need to always be right came up first, and then I just kind of pulled and kind of started getting a feeling of what was needing to come up today. So this is channeled. I believe that many of us need to hear this right now. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. This is really, to me, about a little bit of surrendering and letting people go on their journey. With me, I'm very intuitive, and unfortunately, or fortunately, it's a blessing and a curse. I can often get visions and downloads of things that are going to potentially happen for people. And I've really struggled with this myself, of giving people the gift of letting them be right and letting them go on their journey and letting them experience what they need to experience, and remembering that none of us really have control over anyone. We just really have control over ourselves. And I hope this message isn't cloudy. Oh my gosh, guys, my phone is, hold on one second. Okay, I'm cleaning sorry, this is so unprofessional. Wow. I'll tell you my headspace right now. Okay, so stay with me here. So being yielding, being rigid, you know, sometimes I've learned I can be the asshole sometimes by like, I just want to protect people and care about people, and sometimes like we can easily see what somebody needs to do in their life, and our ego can butt up against theirs, and let them be right. What they need to do for their own journey is up to them, and their connection with spirit. And we really don't have control over anyone except ourselves, and we're really responsible for our own choices and what we're being called to do. Sure, we can input our opinions, and if people ask, that's another thing I struggle with, that people don't ask, and we're not, you know, in a space to be sharing information. I don't want to be imposing my will on anyone else, and I don't, you know, also it's also not letting other people impose their will on you, you know, what they want, and doing what's right for you. And don't let other people sway you, because a lot of times, like with the card with the dispute or ruin over a woman, a lot of times people can, even our loved ones, our significant others, and remember this is just energy, so there's such a thing as toxic masculinity, toxic femininity. I really believe we have a problem with that, and I really believe the root cause is, I have opinions on that. I don't want to get into that because I don't want anybody having an uproar over this, but I believe we've had a toxic masculinity, toxic femininity problem, and a lot of toxic feminine energies can really lead our men astray. You know, because I believe a lot of times the feminine energy, we all have feminine energy and masculine energy in us, and the feminine energy is more intuitive and spiritual and connected with source. And so a lot of times men look to feminine and their feminines in their life for guidance and follow their lead. And a lot of times women lead men down a wrong path and get them into a lot of trouble, and men can struggle getting over heartbreak. You know, women, we get our heart broken, yeah, we can move on, but for guys it's a little different, and they're meant to be that way. They're meant to be the stable, the masculine. It's an energy, guys, not necessarily a gender, but the masculine energy is supposed to be more grounded and stable and secure, and so that can really throw them for a loop. So there is a potential somebody did get steered wrong by a woman, but the way that tarot card, that first tarot card also speaks to me is leading others to danger, missed opportunities, heading for a fall. The energy I'm just picking up on right now, that you're out of your depth, things are out of control, you may be feeling left behind. Maybe decisions are made based on rude or tactless people. You may have an inferiority complex that got you into a situation that you didn't think that you knew better and that you weren't good enough to make a decision on your own or strong enough. Insincere choices, dangerous, know-it-all, unfocused, self-obsessed, or arrogant. So I really believe all those reasons can really lead us into making choices sometimes, whether we are following the lead of someone else who's that way, rude, tactless, hurtful, insincere, or putting us in harm's way, or know-it-all, or we ourselves do that, and we're the asshole in our for someone else, like being a know-it-all, arrogant. But the main point I'm trying to make is choices based on those things leading to danger, basically. So the card, if you're pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. Make better fucking choices. So this is really all about choices. And if you can look back in your life, or maybe you're in a situation right now where you can see you ended up in harm's way or in danger, and you can look back and see where you made choices that maybe you trusted a fool, and you made impulsive choices based on impulsive things that you didn't really think through. You didn't really look to the right and make sure. I mean, there's no guarantees in life, but we can sometimes use our intuition and know what's really going on, and we can kind of look to the road ahead and see where we may stumble if we're not careful. And a lot of times we don't, though. We don't look to the future. We just act on impulse right now, and we look back. We also make decisions based on what we know from the past, right? We don't necessarily always make choices that are best for our future. And so asking ourselves now, am I on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we even are on the right path. Know this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, keep remembering that you made a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, that doesn't mean it's not real. So today, search for all the ways you are aligned with your soul's purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next steps. So even if you have current choices to make now, know that you are on the right path. And that soul contract thing, we're just really here to, gain a closer understanding of who we really are at a soul level, and our oneness with spirit, divine, the universe, whatever, oneness with ourselves, oneness with others. But really, if we don't really know who we are, it's really hard to know where to head, right? So a lot of times we have to make choices, we have to fall, and we have to learn lessons. We can learn a lot by wrong choices and being in harm's way than we can by triumphant and the good things happening, unfortunately. So either way, no matter what's happened, if we've stumbled and fell, or if we are contemplating a choice, know we are on the right path, even if we can't see it, that we are fulfilling our soul's mission, and there's really no spiritual mandate of what we're supposed to be doing, but I can help. I do measure like soul information, and I can help you get closer in line with who you really are and see the blocks. But know that our days are filled with mindful moments. If we really, really get clear and quiet and sit in the stillness and really contemplate ourselves, our inner knowing, we will get information. And I'm all about that. I love helping people integrate who they are on an energetic level with their current physical reality in their mind space, their heart space. And really a lot of the intuition comes through the heart, of like really asking, like even think about like the heart, like it's that heart area, that chakra. And I have a really cool chakra chart, but to help you really navigate what you really want, it's really the best to go through your heart, not your mind, but it all works together, all the energy working together, and how you create and things like that. It's about dropping into the soul aspects of you, the energetic aspects of you, and trusting your instincts. Dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through the situation. If you're currently in a situation, or you've known, or you know, wow, I got myself into a situation that led me down the wrong path, and now I'm in harm's way and I'm in danger. Just know to keep, now you can do better. Once you know better, you can do better, and you can trust your intuition. And so a lot of times we can base future decisions now on what we know from the past, where we went wrong before. who we allowed to listen to, because really, you know, a lot of it too is just, the surrendering the need to be right. I also got another download, like, give others the gift of letting them be right, be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationship. Another thing I really believe is surrendering your need to be right with spirit. Like, not fighting them, not fighting your spiritual team, your spiritual support team, the energy part of you, your essence, your intuition, not fighting that. That is meant to guide you and keep you safe. If you really want to talk about being safe, a lot of times we play it safe. We play down and we abdicate responsibility and give our free will over to people that we think are better than us or know more than we do, or they're very rude and tactless, and kind of we feel forced, you know, out of fear. But really, the only authority that we really need to measure our decisions against and staying aligned with is spirit, like the creator of our being, our soul, and our oneness with spirit is our inner knowing of who we really are. We don't need to give our power away and make decisions based on what anyone else thinks of us. And sometimes I know I've been the asshole, in loving, in well-intended ways of like trying to control situations because I was trying to keep them safe. And currently having a situation with one of my children, I've had to let them energetically go because I was trying so hard to protect them from the road I see ahead, and had to really relinquish control. And I've had this situation with other people in my life, people I've loved very dearly, having to let them be right and let them be the spiritual authority in their life, and letting them go and letting them experience these experiences, even though I could clearly see the road ahead. And you know, it's not my job to control anyone. We're all here to live and learn, and even our own children, yeah, we bring them into this world, but we really don't have control. We think we do. Their soul, it's between everything that we encounter, really, it's between us and God and spirit and the universe and divine, and our soul journey is our own. And no matter how much we love someone, we need to let them be right and let them make their choices and let them fall, because we know in our own life how we've learned from mistakes, and we have to allow other people to do that as well. And you know, it's really not a mistake if you learn from it, right? And some people are really stubborn like me and need to learn the hard way. I couldn't just always listen to someone's advice and heed their advice. I need to learn it. And sometimes I'm stubborn too and headstrong and go against like inner knowings or go against my intuition. I've had multiple examples of me knowing something was just a little off deep down, but then I talked myself out of it, like, okay, well, I'm probably just, you know, it's probably normal to be fearful of that. So I need to push down that fear, that being off, because it's probably just my own issue. It's going to be fine. Well, you got to weigh out, like, am I fearful because this is a new exciting situation in uncharted territory that I've never been in? Or am I fearful and something off because my intuition is telling me there's danger ahead and this is not a good situation for me and it's not the right thing? And I'll give you, you know, guys, who you know, relationship wise and stuff, who you attach your trailer to energetically. I talk about this with business, with relationships, even friends. You know, you can really put yourself in harm's way by getting with the wrong crowd, and especially who you choose for a life partner and tie your finances into, your emotions, your sexuality, your child making, like, oh my gosh, you can really mess things up for your life and put you on a path of like constant turmoil if you're not careful. And that's the trap I've got into now. I've got children with somebody, you know, that I was on not in the right path with for myself, and I knew things were off, and I pushed it down because I thought, well, it's pretty normal for somebody to be afraid. But no, that wasn't just a one-time feeling. It was a kind of a thing, and I didn't really know what I know now, but I had a sense that something was off. And even sometimes if you're not in a situation that's necessarily dangerous, it doesn't have to be right or wrong in the sense danger, not danger, but it's not right for you. It could be perfectly right for someone else, but it's just not a right situation for you. And your intuition is telling you that. And your intuition will guide you and give you the inner knowing of when you contemplate something and you have a choice between two things, you know which one brings you peace and safety and comfort, and you know which one brings you if you really let yourself think about it and make choices based on how something feels and how you would feel being in it, and actually look at the road ahead, like imagine yourself in that situation and how you're going to feel. You know, a lot of times we make choices based on the wrong things. Like I said, you feel out of your depth and you don't know, so you just make a choice and you go for it without really thinking about it. And you may miss opportunities also for things that are blessings in your path and gifts on your path, because you choose to buck, or you're impatient and you choose out of impulsiveness. You could miss gifts and opportunities when you choose things for the wrong reasons. And the wrong reasons would be things that are out of alignment with who you are, that don't bring you peace, that are based off of fear, that are insincere, like not really what you want deep down, or because you're stubborn and you think you know it all. So live in the moment and bring forth the energy of love in your current situations. The right thing to do what's right. And it's not the right thing to make a decision based on what's right for someone else. You can do that. I've done that. And I spent a lot of years doing that, living for other people. And that got me quite tangled up in things that don't serve me. And it's been quite a process of untangling myself and healing wounds of situations I put myself in. So making better choices is what we're called to do right now. And you may be in a mess. You may be in a messy situation, and it'll take you some time to get untangled. I actually spoke, I get a lot of direct downloads. And it was me waking up to what I was really in the dangerous situation I was in, was when I started getting really strong. It triggered a lot of my spiritual gifts that had been buried, and it's been a process of uncovering all that. But I started getting slow, here and there, sporadic downloads of things, and I got a download, like, you got yourself into this mess. It's going to take us a while to get you out. You will get out, but it'll take a while to untangle you from this mess. So be careful. Be careful what you entangle yourself into, because it can be a lot of wasted years and energy untangling yourself from things that you know you shouldn't have done. And honestly, it's like sometimes we don't make the choice because we're afraid. But literally, like, it takes 10 seconds to speak your truth and say, I can't do this. To muster up the energy and say, I can't do this. I'm leaving. I want out. Like, I'm walking away. That's like 10 seconds of your life compared to possibly years and years and years of untangling the mess from not taking that 10 seconds of bravery. So clear your vibes. And thank you, Angel Metatron. Archangel Metatron is really good for clearing energy. And I believe that he was an angel who was actually once a human. So he, his energy never dies. Energy never dies. People, bodies do, but energy never dies. So I truly believe souls transmute, energy transmutes. And whether you believe that or not, that's your choice. But let's just focus on the energy of this card. Clear your vibes. The message is, thank you, Metatron, for clearing my energy field. Interesting how this plays in would be, now is the time to clear out and really look. The other card, I just love these work your light cards. So the overall message is like safety, being unsafe, and protection. So call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. So guys, like, I can actually measure soul loss. I actually, in my record, I have soul loss. I've experienced something so tragic in my soul story that I actually lost a piece of my soul, which is the energy part of you. And the soul makes those choices. So I made the choice. My soul made the choice, and it's a soul loss. I can actually measure it, and the more soul loss you have can really impact you and cause actually mental health issues. It's not a mental health issue, it's a soul issue, but it can be misdiagnosed a lot of times. So soul loss can be healed, but basically soul loss is you went through something so painful that your soul basically amputated part of its soul out. Like, if you think about, okay, you get an infection on your foot, right? And it's to the point where the infection's so bad that it could spread up your leg, and they have to amputate the foot to protect the rest of the body. Like, your soul can actually do that. Like, when you're in a situation, it will actually amputate, in a sense, energetically, the part of itself that's experiencing that. And then that can kind of keep you numbed out, for sure, from the trauma, and that can be healed. But that can take a lot of work to get that healing back. So I think we're really being asked to make wise choices and really ask spirit, ask divine, ask our inner selves, the intuition that we get, and not be so damn stubborn and think we know it all and force our will on other people, and even talk ourselves out of our own soul truths because we're afraid, or because we don't want to admit that there's a higher power or a higher energetic force. We are so stubborn and so, a lot of times, so resentful that of things that have happened, that we then reject that whole part of ourselves, our whole part of our energy self, our whole part of our intuition. And it can continue to just keep us spiraling in these bad choices. So, and really, it's our choices that got us there, right? Like, if we look back, like, are we mad at God? Are we mad at Spirit? Like, universe, when we were the ones that made the choice, that we were shown, like, to make sure you look to the right and look to the future and check out and, like, see what that really would be. Or we get that something's off, don't do it, and we still do it, and then we're mad. But then we're mad at the universe, at God, at Spirit. It's like, oh my gosh, you know? So call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. You're being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically every night, especially at the end of the day, because we're doing a lot of healing at night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and your energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power. So it's important that we call back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you're being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of an energetic cleanup. Wish I had my chakra chart here. Got 7 chakras that each kind of affect and not really control, but like they're the energy parts of our body. Our root, our foundation is like our base of our spine, like it goes up. Solar, sacral chakra, our creation, sexual energy, pleasure, which is orange, so red, orange, yellow is the solar plexus and affects our will and our confidence. Our heart chakra, obviously the way we give and receive love, that is green. Throat is blue, and expressing ourselves freely. Ability to speak our truth. Our third eye up here is our vision for our life, our truth, intuition. And then our crown, our connection to spirit, oneness with ourselves and others. And, we can get blockages in these areas, and I wish I had my chart, but I can actually measure which chakras are blocked, and I actually can ask your soul, like, which one is is most priority. And a lot of times it's the heart. So much comes through the heart. When the heart is blocked, so many other things kind of get clogged up. And so the work your light activation for that card here is I call back any lost soul fragments, power, or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes, or programs from the past or present. I don't know what hexes are, don't ask me. From this life or others that are not in the highest good of all, I will relinquish now. Any power or light that I've willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. So we're going to end on the affirmation of the day of I am safe, even if you don't feel safe. Okay? To remember that this is happening for you, not to you. Even if you've made the decisions and you're now in a unsafe space, like, you got to work through it now and work through the muck to get to see clearly. I trust my intuition to lead me down the right path. Looking back on my trials, I see that I am still here and thriving. I always end up better, stronger, and wiser. I have proven to myself that I will always make it time and time again. I am safe. And with that car accident, I literally felt it. It's happened to me in the past with another individual, so maybe it's a specific message, but I really believe it's the energy behind it. But if somebody got in a car accident today, I'm praying for healing and protection. And just let us be a reminder that, rules are meant to keep us safe. Stop signs. Our car needs to stop and come to a stop to keep us safe from oncoming traffic, right? Traffic lights keep us safe. Speed limits keep us safe. We buck the rules because we think we know better and we don't want to have rules, but really being reckless and making impulsive decisions and putting ourselves in harm's way doesn't really keep us safe. It only ends up us on a path of more destruction and pain. And learning how to climb out of that is very, very difficult. So reminder to use the energy from that vision that I had to just remember to trust to be truly protected and safe and have peace and joy in your life and harmony, you got to follow the rules in a sense, and trust your inner knowing and speak to spirit and weigh out what you know to be true with what your ego's saying and what other people around you are saying. A lot of times people act like they have our best interests in mind, but they're very self-seeking. And it's one thing if you're really trying to protect somebody and really trying to warn them of danger. And it's another thing to act like you care and then knowingly lead them down a path of destruction because you are jealous or you want from them, or you know if they leave you, whatever you gain from them is going to go away. And we hang on to people for our own gain. And so there is a difference in knowing your intentions behind things, but be very careful about who you're allowing to speak truth into your life. Is it their truth? Is it your truth? And honestly, if people know, if you speak your truth of what you really dream about and want in your life, and you've got people in your life that are working against you and stopping you from that, they're not really maybe the people you should listen to. Find people that you trust, that you know speak truth, that are finding the truth for their own life. And if you don't have any people like that, and if you want to measure like your chakras and find out imbalances and where you are having blocks and things like that, I can help you with that. That's what I do for a living now on the Akashic Records, and I love it. I love helping people integrate who they are at a soul level. It's not about religion, and we got to get past that. Like, our spiritual side, our energy side is our truth. It is our inner knowing and our divine self, and our all of what we go through is just help us to remember who we really are. It's a remembering. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, so if you don't have anybody to count on for that, know that you're being guided, okay? And if you really ask to be shown and really pray and wait for answers, don't be impulsive. If you're just still really not sure about something, just wait, and sometimes the answers will be revealed if you wait, but if you don't have a clear vision of like, yes, 100%, I know this is the right thing for me, I've looked ahead and I see that it will be fruitful and peaceful and joyful, then maybe it's best to wait. And sometimes waiting makes situations go away, but honestly, rejection is protection as well. Sometimes people in situations end up closing out and doors close in our life, and then you can look back later and see, wow, I'm really actually thankful that didn't happen. I could see now that would have ended in more turmoil. So just trust your inner knowing and speak to spirit, universe, your guides. Go out in nature if that's how you connect with Mother Nature. And don't be stubborn. Don't make decisions out of being a know-it-all, and don't put yourself in harm's way. And don't be arrogant or self-obsessed with yourself that you think you're better than everyone else, because it really ends up hurting you in the end. And it can lead yourself and others into danger. I mean, my situation, I made choices that put myself in harm's way, and then of course I have children, so I'm responsible for those children, and I put them in situations too that are not ideal, that there's a lot of pain and wounding and trauma and brainwashing and things like that going on, that I now have to deal with that. And I did look ahead, and I did sense something was off, but I didn't have enough consciousness and awareness at that time to see everything clearly. And honestly, nobody told me to look out, that's all too. So, on the other side is be the one who tells someone, be careful, okay? Be the one that tells somebody, I care about you. I don't think that's a good choice. And it's okay if they still make the choice and it ends up being the wrong one in the end. It's okay to admit that you were wrong. Don't need to be prideful about that. We all learn our own way, and nothing's good or bad or right or wrong except what you know is right or wrong for you. And again, I think mistakes, even if you learn from them, they're not a waste. So be the one that stands up and says something, because I honestly, I'm a little frustrated. I had people that I knew some things that didn't think I was making the right choice, and I probably still would have made it anyways, but at least in my mind I would have I don't know. I mean, everything happens for a reason. I wasn't meant to know until I was meant to know. But be the one that cares and help protect someone, and at least just share your thoughts if something comes up for you, and then let them make their own choice, and that be okay too. I've almost lost friends over speaking truth of in a situation where they really wanted me to say what they wanted to hear, and they didn't really want to hear my 2 cents on the matter. And I'm very intuitive, and I don't always listen for my own self. I'm way better at that now. I'm learning the hard way. I've learned the hard way, and I'm in a different space, and I've got more conscious awareness of my gifts and intuition is a real thing. But, you know, I have almost lost friends because I spoke truth. And I said, I really don't see that being a fruitful decision that you make. If you make that decision, I really don't think that you're going to enjoy that, and it's not going to be best for your family. And I had a particular friend, well, it was a very one-sided friend, so I say friend in quotes, but one-sided friendship where I was always giving and the other person was taking, it felt. So it wasn't, I did end up losing that friend in the end, and it wasn't a total loss because it wasn't necessarily a solid friendship for me, but, you know, the person really just wanted me to tell them what they wanted to hear at that time, and I couldn't do that because I kind of like, okay, but I'm not being a really good friend if I don't share what I truly feel, and if I just tell them what they want to hear, I'm no better than anyone else. That's been that way for me, you know, so if you can, and someone asks you for your opinion, give it to them. Don't be afraid, and then let it go, and then let them know they can make their choices. Do you like my little angel here too, by the way, guys? My angel of caring. She's so cute. I just love these. So that was a long message. Wow. Guys, I just channeled that all right now. I mean, the cards walked me through, but I had the inner knowing that this was going to be about being and putting yourself in harm's way and being unsafe and in danger. And this was a powerful message. I hope it resonates for someone. Please like, share, subscribe on my channel. And the more activity I get on YouTube, the more these messages will find their way to other people. And that's my goal, is really to help people integrate who they are at a soul level into their current experience. And I can do channel messages, personal messages. I also have a gift of being able to channel messages from souls that have passed on, because, you know, souls are just energy, and energy doesn't change and never dies. Obviously, the soul realignment therapy that I do help you know who you are at a soul level, uncover blocks and unhealed trauma, and clear that all. And then the newest thing too is sound healing therapy that I have now at my studio. Can actually go on a I have a few. There's a heart activation one. There's 4 of them. Manifestation one. There's one that's going on a shamanic journey. The energy behind it gives you the same, supposed to give you the same effect of like some of the sacred plants. I can't, with the one with the A, starts with a Ahu Soya Suki. I don't know, the one that's like shamanic. Okay, so I have sound healing stuff here now too, so a lot going on. So reach out if you need any additional support, but that was a powerful message. I hope it resonates with someone. Again, just take the bits and pieces, you know, maybe not everything's going to resonate for you, but and maybe ask yourself, if is it not resonating? Did you have a real strong trigger against what I'm talking about? A lot of times that means like it is meant for you. Your ego is just bumping up against. I had that happen too with a client, like real strong egoic resistance of the things that were channeled for her. And that is also happens a lot too. So ask yourself why if you were triggered like in an angry, resentful way, like usually it's a block that you have, or if it just didn't resonate with like your truth deep down, then that's okay too. Share it with somebody else, and just know this message may not be for you. The next one might be. Have an awesome weekend. Take care. Bye.